黙祷を終わります。天皇陛下からお言葉を賜ります。
On this day, to commemorate the war dead and pray for peace, my thoughts are with the numerous people who lost their precious lives in the last war and their bereaved families, as I attend this memorial ceremony for the war dead with a deep and renewed sense of sorrow. 80 years have passed since the end of the war. Our country today enjoys peace and prosperity thanks to the ceaseless efforts made by the people. When I look back on the arduous steps taken by the people, I cannot help but be overcome with deep emotion. It is my sincere hope that we carry on passing down the stories of the hardships endured during and after the war, and continue in unity of spirit to seek peace and the happiness of the people in the future. Looking back on the long period of post-war peace, reflecting on our past, and bearing in mind the feelings of deep remorse, I earnestly hope that the ravages of war will never again be repeated. Together with all our people, I now pay my heartfelt tribute to those who lost their lives in the war, both on the battlefields and elsewhere, and pray for world peace and for the continuing developments of our country.
That was Japan's Emperor speaking. Let's listen in to Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru's speech, or rather address, once again.
In the gracious presence of their Majesties, the Emperor and Empress, along with the bereaved families of the war dead and distinguished representatives of all sectors of society, I hereby commence the annual National Memorial Ceremony for the war dead. During the last war, more than 3 million of our compatriots lost their lives, worrying about the future of their homeland and wishing for the happiness of their families. People perished on the battlefields. The atomic bombs of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the airways and naval bombardments, and the grand battles fought in Okinawa claimed many lives. Even after the war, distant foreign lands became the final resting place for some. Here, before all their souls, I offer my heartfelt prayers for their repose. Today's peace and prosperity of our nation will build atop the precious lives of all those who died in the war and the history of suffering. This is something we will never forget. Once again, I offer my deepest respect and gratitude. As for the great number of the war dead whose remains are yet to return, we will never forget them. So that they may come home as soon as possible, we will do our utmost. 80 years have gone by since the last war. Generations who do not have the first-hand knowledge of war now make up the vast majority. We must never repeat the horrors of war. We must never again choose the wrong path. We must now deeply etch in our heart the remorse and lessons of that war. At the same time, during the past 80 years, Japan has consistently followed the path of a peace-loving nation and made every effort to contribute to global peace and prosperity. No matter how much time passes, we will pass down the heartbreaking memories of war and our resolute pledge for the renunciation of war to future generations to continue to follow through the actions of everlasting peace. Conflicts are still constant in this world, but we will eliminate divisions, promote tolerance, and for the current and future generations carve out a better tomorrow. In closing, I would like to once again offer my heartfelt prayers for the repose of the souls of the war dead and for the happiness of their bereaved families. Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru.
This concludes our coverage of the National Memorial Ceremony for the War Dead. Japan is marking 80 years since the end of World War II. Commemorations are happening across the country. We'll have more on the anniversary throughout the day, but for now, let's turn to other stories we're following.